we are talking about. As he said, the highest rated.
Money check, swagger check,
what?
drip check,
Oh,
cut the
shit.
check. You know I say fly like a jet. I'm a triple threat. Watch me flex.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. What is up? Okay, we got the full presentation here.
It is.
I love it.
I thought, like, you know, if you don't whip out your cam in the losers bracket, then where's the time?
Within right. That's right. Where's the time, if at all?
And it all falls apart.
Let's go. All right. Let me bring up these cams. I mean, the people are in for a treat here. Also, a different cam for Jake here as well.
Yes. I rearranged.
There we go.
Good.
So I'll crop this camera so that you can see this Doge.
I can move it.
Nope. You're
Okay.
both looking great here. There we go. Go Piesky. So a lot of representation, a lot of like Polish energy I'm getting
Yes.
from this camera here.
Yes.
Jake, what's
That
the deal,
was the
buddy?
goal.
Not proud to be Canadian here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be.
Where's the hockey stick?
We got
I
the
only
same
have the-
colors, so you know it's kind of passing here.
Not enough Canadian swag. For sure.
So after your last match, Jake, you said like, you know, I might have got the dub, but it's not good enough. You got to rearrange the whole room. You just had to uproot everything.
Yep. I mean, I have to optimize the room like I'm going to optimize my chess, right? If you don't optimize your room, what are you doing?
Fair.
Yep.
We actually haven't seen a match in a little while from you, Piesky. Have you found that, you know, maybe you've taken a little bit of time off from the initial grind, or have you kept it up?
No. Actually, work has kept me from grinding more. But other than that, I was just full-on anti-blunder training, trying to get as much board vision as I can, and we'll see if it pays off.
Mm-hmm. I see Coach Croc is in the chat here, so a nice EU-friendly time in case of timeouts and just general moral support.
Yes.
That's right, Java. He's got the captain's hat.
Gotta fulfill the requests, you know.
Jake, have you maybe thought about the likelihood of your coach showing up this match at all?
Well, what time is it in Australia? Australia time, 4 a.m. Nope, I don't think we'll see him.
You see, you
No.
say that, but you got to give him some credit. He's found a way to show up. You know,
Yeah, but
bits
you
and
know what?
pieces of him every single time.
He also doesn't stick around sometimes, you know?
That's
He
true.
doesn't. Somehow he does not stick around, even though I'm playing, which is shocking. So I don't expect to see our boy at 4 a.m. so we can actually do some shit talking today, you know? I think
Fair.
he just keeps tabs on me to see what I'm saying, you know?
Yep. I hear you. I was actually
Yeah.
going to ask about that. Piesky, did you see the unique approach to the timeout that Jake had in his last match?
Yes, I actually requested a honorary coach badge for his efforts during the timeout in
Right.
the BrahChamps channel.
And should you go down early in this match, are you maybe going to be open to the same coaching?
That's not gonna happen, so I'm not even...
Well, I'm open to it. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't have a coach, so, you know, it is what it is.
Noted. Well, we have an elimination matchup in front of us here in BrahChamps. As Piesky mentioned, we're in the losers bracket. And he's brought the cam out for the match, so taking it real serious. If it's going to be anyone's last go at the tournament today, we're going to get the full emotional roller coaster. So you guys have played the format. You certainly know what to expect. You have the timeouts each, 3 minutes, pretty strict. If one of you calls a timeout, the other one still gets to enjoy the same 3 minutes. That's pretty much it for me. Because we have someone new on cam, I can now ask you, Piesky, to call our coin toss.
I will go with Tails. Tails never fails, so
Ooh.
It hasn't so far today, and that streak continues. It is tails, so you get to select white or black.
I will go with white, please.
Okay. White pieces for Piesky to start off. That's all from my end. You guys will just mute up the Zoom call, and if you want to signal for a timeout on cam, you can, or you can just unmute and say so as long as the game has ended and the next one hasn't begun.
Right.
All right.
Sounds good.
I will start the games in about 2 minutes if you guys are logged on. Good luck.
Good luck, Jake.
Thanks. You too.
Piesky has got the full Polska setup. It's true. It's about to be crazy. Jensor got a few bird games from me. You know, moderate, mixed success, I will say. Who are you guys cheering for? Jake is certainly the underdog. That has to be said. He most certainly is when it comes to rating. But Jake, he's got a fun style. He's not theoretical. He just sends it. He trusts himself. He plays a little bit out there. Piesky has looked fairly dominant in the event, except for the last match. We got to see just a little bit of weakness. We got a midday match. BrahChamps. Let's get into it. 1385. Holy moly. That's a thick rating he's coming in with. All right, let's see how these go. When you play this sort of hippo double fianchetto system, you really got to know what's going on. My first look at this, I'm thinking that's painful right here. Painful. But if he starts reacting a bit too much to this, then it could flip back the other way. Uh-oh, guys. I think we all know the potential. We all know the potential here. If Jake survives this one, I'll be impressed. Because this is looking rough here. Not only this, also this. This is looking brutal. What is Pilot Jake gonna do? On camera for the first time this event is Piesky. The man behind the mask. He's decked out in Team Poland colors, which are also Team Canada colors. So it's not looking like home field advantage here. Queen e8 might have been the move, but you know, you're still getting hit by knight e6 and knight takes c7. You're cooked no matter what there. I don't think there's any reasonable way to not lose material there at all, to be honest with you. Queen here is not checkmate, so it's not like he mismade in one. I think that it would have been a good move, but he's setting up everything good here. There's nothing wrong with what we're seeing. It's a great move. It's all going to be good here, but that's particularly convincing. Queen has to guard this, and there's no way for the queen to keep guarding this, right? These moves don't work. Rook f8 doesn't exist. Knight d8, maybe your only chance. Try to go queen for queen, but I think there's probably a few guesses, valid guesses, as to why that might not be good, but both of these are good answers. So the question remains, what can Jake do here? Is he going to resign? Is he going to play on till mate? Is he just gonna let that clock go? I mean, there's nothing that I can see. Yeah, 2 knights really injured him. These 2 knight moves. Knight takes here, I think, is because he sees this. Checkmate idea. That is a nasty one for game number 1. Now, Jake is doing something very strange here. He's sending the pawns. So first of all, let's say he's blundering this, but I understand that. You have to take with the pawn though. That's the only way you're at least having a conversation about compensation. You can't play knight takes. I have no idea what knight takes is. Like, why would you play c3 and then not take back? You don't need the c pawn then. Jake should just be playing a regular Sicilian. What the hell is c3 and then knight takes? Absolutely not lining up at all. But like I said, Jake's openings are his worst part of the game, objectively. He doesn't really work on them, doesn't study them, doesn't have, you know, theory necessarily in the bag. But he tends to, like, if he has a playable position from the opening, he can play a pretty good game from there. Yeah, how was that, Coach Croc? Like, did you prep for Jake at all, or did you just work on Piesky stuff? I mean, this is a move. This is a move. Period. As Yasser would say, it's legal. How do you deal with these threats? How do you deal with them? I mean, it's truly insane. This gameplay here, it's something else. It's something else. I respect it. It's awful, but it's working. G4, G5. Oh my God. I mean, he was ahead here. He was actually going to be ahead. But instead, he goes Queen H4. I mean, what are we looking at here? Somehow he actually got that to work, but then he doesn't even cash it in. Takes, you gotta take with the bishop. And okay, I definitely shocked by this, but is Jake so one-track mind on the mate that he doesn't see this? No, he sees the rook. He sees the rook. This is huge, guys. Jake somehow made this work. So the issue is that queen takes is with check. That trades the queens. That was the problem with the position. But this is quite reasonable, actually. I don't know how Jake managed to make G4, G5 work. Now, this is a huge test right here. The rook's attacked and the bishop's attacked. Which one do you save? The rook or the bishop? The rook, because it's worth 5 points. No, you moron! You save the bishop. It's 3 points versus 5, and you get 3 back. It's simple fucking math. I don't know how many times I have to explain it. It's not even like a crazy concept. Just do math. It's not 5 versus 3. It's 3 versus 2. It really, really is an elementary concept. It's so shocking how this one is gotten wrong every single time. I don't get it. And this is checkmate. And why is it checkmate? He loses both of his rooks. He loses everything. But it's off the back of losing his damn bishop. None of this would have happened. None of it. Just awful. King F8. The mouse slip. The tilt. Jake is very much in potential free fall here. The King F8 tilt is in play. King F8 is rough. This is completely lost, guys. Completely lost. That's it. Hand me your queen or hand me your king. You decide. But it's no surprise. This F5, D5 stuff from Jake needs to go immediately. This has been terrible. It just allows the knight to get into E6 and absolutely ruin him 2 games in a row. Yep, that is a painful one. It's a clean 3 right now. Jake, there you go. Do away with C3. That makes more sense. Bring the knight out and you don't have to deal with it. Okay. This is the first opening in the entire match, I think, that has been playable. Truly, objectively has been playable for Jake. Now, I don't really care for these moves. I understand why they're played, but remember, when you're just like chasing someone's bishop, make sure the moves you're making are useful. If someone has a bishop here and I play h3, right, to kick the bishop back, that's a useful move because h3 helps me. Does c3 help me blocking my bishop? Maybe not. So is c3 a good move to play? Probably not. b4. You can make your arguments. a4, a5, right? It's just like all these moves just to make the bishop retreat. Okay, the bishop goes back 1 square, and it's like, have we really gained anything with these moves? TBD. TBD. I don't like c3. We're spending a lot of time over here. In unrelated news, we ended up winning the a-pawn, but kind of could have just attacked that anyway. Let's finish development. There's a big move coming, I'm expecting. h3, knight takes f2. I'm surprised by that. It's just 2 pieces for a rook, so it has to be good for white, is the feeling. Again, I'm shocked that we're not seeing f5, because that looks like the only path to the king, like, or d5 maybe. And again, I'm shocked because you got the lad not developing. Where are the pieces? Why are we trying to queen a pawn? We don't even have our pieces developed here. What is occurring? You've got a knight on b1, it's move 22. You've also got a king in the open, right? King needs to be retreating back to safety immediately. There's the knight. Congratulations. Move 23. The knight is out. A big moment. Okay, okay. Big reroute from Jake. This is defended. This is Jake's finest moment of the match so far. Bishop c1, bishop e3. This is why I didn't like c3 earlier. Bishop has been terrible the whole game. And look at the impact. Now you could consider maybe even pushing. Bishop b6. Oh. What's going on here? I mean, that square doesn't exist. What are we doing? What are we doing? Take that damn rook and make a queen. Oh my goodness, what a miss. You gotta take that. I mean, you're 1 square away from queening there. Can't be upset with that. e5 takes. No, he does not. If he takes here though, and he is. Yeah, he is. And why is this happening, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me. It's because the king's still out. What did I say 10 moves ago that needed to happen? Put your damn king away. Like when your king jumps out in the center because your opponent has brought it there, always take the time to put it back. You can't see 10 moves in the future, so you don't know that it's going to be okay. So it's much safer to just put it back, and that way you don't have to worry about anything. This is brutal. Definitely his best game, but undermined by not just retreating the king. There you go. That's all that needed to happen like 15 moves ago here. I could see a7. Okay, e3 it's poised to be a very successful move. Very successful. So we need a big move here from Jake. There are some big moves here, but yeah, like I said, we needed a big move. Poised to be very successful. The likelihood of e3 just winning the game there was very high. $33 seconds. He's got to notice this, though. Maybe centralize or queen. I don't know. You've got this one as well. Yeah, and if rook here, I think you could almost just go all the way. This could be massive. 21 seconds and a dream. He wins 2 rooks. What do you do here? Obviously, you want to trade the queens, but... Okay, this is big. And why is this so good? Look, the king's protected. There's no checks. You're going to make another queen by force. You can pre-move it. 14 seconds. Jake. This is Jake's game. You cannot mess this up. You gotta get this stub. Put those queens together. And look at the mistake from Piesky not moving a single pawn on the king side. He doesn't move a single pawn, so there's no stalemate potential. Guys, if you are getting absolutely rinsed in the game, trust me, you have to move your pawns so there's no pawn moves left. This is a concept that has been echoing throughout the entire BrahChamps event. You're not going to be able to stalemate. It's literally impossible if you have legal pawn moves. So give up the pawns. What are you hanging on to those moves for? Now, shout out to Jake for adjusting and not playing f5, d5 yet again. Now he's gone for c5, which is a little bit different. And although the position still sucks, it sucks a little less. Okay, now it sucks more. It sucks the same amount. It's equal sucking. Fucking f5. Why f5? For what reason? Castling was right there in front of us. It was right there. What are we doing? What is this? Like, we just had to be unique, didn't we? We just had to reinvent things for no good reason. Couldn't just sit there, play the old classic, good old castling. We had to sit there and be an innovator. Well, knight d7, knight e7 is, that's the opening, Java. That's the opening for you, the hippo. This is quite a cooked position. So honestly, I wouldn't say this is the most accurate. Maybe Jake will take this. You know, takes and this kind of secures the extra piece. Jake should objectively take this. It is completely winning for white, but you know, there's a possibility of that. And queen e4, maybe knight e7, you kind of survive equal material. Here, it feels like you're kind of just down. And wait a minute, is it there again? I don't know why up a piece you wouldn't just trade everything. Keep it simple. This could work out, by the way. White's still winning, but you have to find a good move, and he does not find a good move. That's terrible. Queen c4 is the move, but I mean, 1300 is not doing this intentionally. What are we doing here, man? Just take. We don't. Why are these guys trying to be innovators? Just trade every piece. You're up a damn knight. Instead, we're just getting frisky with a loose knight in the middle, and all of a sudden, Jake is winning. All of a sudden, he's winning. It was like 3-0, and looking like it might have been Piesky's game. Now it's 3-1. Yes, Piesky has the time advantage, but Jake he's in there. King f8, I understand that. You know, if rook takes rook, then the king takes. That's exactly what you want. Piesky has got to find a good move here. That's probably not the best one. Jake has done a good job, and look at these two connected pawns here in the middle. Black's only up one pawn, but these pawns look pretty good together. Jake is turning it around, and this is huge. Oh, this is huge. Now, I might have traded bishop for knight. I personally think knights are tricky, and I think Jake could learn the hard way right here, but I just think rook endgames are a little bit easier to navigate. Nevertheless, what he's done, completely fine. He's activating his king. This is exactly what you need, but don't forget the pawns. There you go. d5, c4. He's not forgetting the pawns. Now, when you advance the pawns, guys, make sure you do them on light squares, meaning d5, d4, d3, c3, c2, not c3. That's not what you'd want to do. This is good, though. He's doing everything right. He's abandoning the c-pawn in favor of taking all of these. 100% correct. Oh, and this is over now. GG. GG. And again, Piesky should be moving the pawn. Should be. This is not the technique we want to see. There you go. At least you got your pawn moved. I was going to say, queen to b1, stalemate opportunities. For the first time, we saw stalemate opportunities. And look at that. Jake is right back in this thing, 3-2. He's really starting to heat up here. Jake warming up. Every match, it feels like he starts terribly. Piesky needs to go back to what's been working here. The games that Piesky has had with the black pieces, he very often wins a pawn in the center. And we could definitely say, like, this is very likely, if I'm being honest. Very likely. Queen d5 from Jake does not go into bishop takes. Again, I am impressed. I don't know if queen d5's, the best move or anything, but it doesn't blunder a piece. That's where the bar is right now. Yep. Okay, now there's two options there. Yeah, b5. And I think if a6, queen takes b7, knight there is a bit hard to spot, so I think he'll probably be okay there. There's the possibility that white actually ends up ahead, like up a piece out of that, which would be crazy. So he decides to just take, and that'll be a nice even trade. Black will get castled, white should follow. I mean, I don't know if we're considering this. Yeah, I gotta take that piece back. Make the smart decision. Gotta take it back. Neither player calling a timeout as well. I mean, understandable for Jake, who doesn't have his coach here. And Piesky, with another loss, is very likely to call a timeout. I will say that. But right now, 3-2, he says, play on. And, oh, you're putting yourself right in the line of fire here. You probably wanted queen, maybe like d5, rook d1, just a little pressure on d6. Look for the weak pawns. Well, there's one. So this is a big concern. And okay, he takes the slow road, the long way to the d5 square, but I think it's still the right place to be. He found it eventually. Rook d1, rook e1. Now for Piesky, the pawns are good. You're also up a pawn. You definitely have the advantage here. But knight takes d4, might undouble the pawns. Knight e6 is a threat. You start to get concerned here. f5 pawn is hanging. I would say maybe queen here or queen here. Oh, okay. He's walking into this. Queen f7. Will he find it, or will we see just a more casual queen e7? Yeah, you can't take that. Which means Jake probably needs to defend this, or needs to play this move. But he has to back out from this tactical idea. Queen f7 is a very, very nice spot from Piesky, negating the tactic. And queen c4, that doesn't help. The tactic still doesn't exist.
we're electrical. It's alright, baby. Hold me close, we're electrical.
Look at that. Piesky is the one who actually gets forked, but then right back at you, it's white who loses a piece. So he found a way to make that work. That was well navigated. Of course, both players are probably desperate for one of these. Queen e3, I was going to say knight c2 is tempting. Piesky has actually made a mistake. He will be up a lot of pawns here, though. So there you go. Big mistake made. Both players lacking an escape square, but I think it's actually time to just bring the kings into the middle. I think time is more or less going to decide this game. For some reason, oh, I can see rook d2 in the future. Oh, a5 and rook takes. Very clever. It's all about nerves here. How do the players hold their nerves? Okay, now, I'm wondering about this. Yeah, because... oh my god. Oh my god. He just hung the entire rook when capturing, and king d6 would have won the entire game. What is he thinking? Jake is gonna tie this match up. Unbelievable. There's still potential of stalemate. A funny one is actually queen e5. So if white plays like h4 here, it's actually stalemate. No, I manifested that. No, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's just messed up right there. Oh man, that is brutal. Piesky celebrated that draw more than he celebrated any of his 3 wins thus far. Oh my goodness. Man. I'm a little bit tired of Jake getting eaten alive by these knights, I have to say. It's getting old. First of all, bishop takes here should be a real consideration anytime you can double the pawns like this. But yeah, knight g5, knight e6. I mean, it's like a one-trick pony here. It's just completely dominating Jake. This match should be 3-3. And can you imagine the momentum shift? We'd very likely be in a timeout here by Piesky. Instead, we had such a crazy stalemate that Piesky, no timeout, locks back in. He's now completely winning here. This is a big, big, big swing. This bishop's pretty bad. I'm expecting rook here, but obviously after this move, you'd probably need to reconsider that. What to even say? Yeah, king g7 honestly makes perfect sense. I'm picturing the knight showing up on e6. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but if you just think about it, I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe rook takes e5. Doesn't win any material, but it's an idea. This looks like a good one. I understand loosening up the rook on e6. I do. I have to admit I'm quite concerned about the position. It looks lost for black, but this is one of those ones where if Piesky does not convert this on the board, he's now running that risk of just losing it on the clock. Down 30 seconds. Yep, he's spent a lot of time there. He's almost down a minute. Now, he's crushing. But based on what I'm seeing here, he needs to crash through. And I think he's going to succeed here just because I don't know how you stop that. Yeah. I mean, you can take it back, but I think his whole point of moving the knight was to play rook e7. So like I said, I think time well invested there in order to find this, what looks like win. And there's not even a back rank to kind of dream of here. Should be mate in about 3 moves. Or 2. And there you go. And straight back in, 4.5 to 2.5. A nice checkmate in that one. It's amazing what can happen from one stalemate. It's not a stretch to say that that stalemate seriously affected the next game. We probably would have saw a timeout. Everything would have been a lot different. Match would have been tied at 3-3. Instead, we're looking at a Piesky domination here. It's completely over. And there's no checkmate here. There's no tricks. Matter of fact, the checkmate could almost happen in 2 moves against Jake. So he needs to play this one. Now the real issue, he plays it. Oh my God. What a choke. Queen A3. He didn't realize the guy was looking backwards. Queen D6 was a defensive move. So easy to forget. Queen D6 to play defense. How crazy is that? Now, we still have a game. Don't make the mistake of thinking this is over. Okay, knight takes e4, rook d8. Let's just, let's head to the next one, boys. I mean, this is hit, so honestly, this makes a lot of sense. It's like, it guards the bishop, it hits the bishop, it hits the knight, it wins the pawn. This is hands down the best looking move on the board. It is also the worst move on the board. Okay, there we go. And now it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, right? Visually stunning. Knight e4. Obviously, if you're really thinking about it, it's like, maybe we should have just removed that knight. That would have been the move there. This appears to be a pretty decent one, but I mean, tough to spot. You kind of just have to make a move here and lose the entire rook. He's got to find some good ones. For example, this looks like a good continuation. Again, a bit tough to spot. This one to do the same thing is less effective. Now, I like this move a lot. This is a response that keeps the game going. And I think it's kind of the only response, because anything else, like, we get to save the rook, I think. Now that the queen is not hit, it's only these 2 pieces. So yes, Jake has figured out, now that my queen's not hanging, just bishop here, right? So simple. Now I'm actually defending my rook. And matter of fact, I'm hitting black's rook, so I don't even need to take this. I could take this one. Both are good. Which one would I recommend? As per our rules, taking the 3 points. Yes. So, credit for the first time actually taking the full 3 points instead of taking 5 and losing 3. The math checks out. Amazing. Now, can the development exist? Like, can we develop? I think that Piesky should have taken here. Jake is actually trolling. There's checkmate here in 2 moves. If he doesn't develop, and he would be correctly punished for doing so. Matter of fact, if he develops, he'll lose his rook. So you can really imagine there's actually some concern here. this is what happens when you don't develop. Like, this is just the truth. He did it in the wrong way. Brother, the other way. Rook takes d4 was completely crushing. Not crushing like you would have had an advantage, but let me tell you, he would have been right back in the game. White's only up 2 pawns in that position. Piesky is losing it here. Oh, and he predicted the rook a1 as well. Oi, oi, oi.
A timeout, please. That was one.
All right,
That was a game of all time.
In a complete shock, we have a timeout called by Piesky, so that is 3 minutes on the clock starting now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I need to breathe. I had it. Like it just. I just.
Oh, you had it. You had it, buddy. You had it. Just, we don't fucking hang our queens. Big long attacks, good.
Yeah, is he signing up for the Jake pep talk? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Thank you for the gifted sub, Arrow. 4.5, 3.5. An insanely close match. It does feel like a match where Piesky is kind of throwing a little bit.
What are we doing? Give me some tips. Let's go.
But Jake also heats up over the course of every match he plays. It's always a close match with Jake. He doesn't have a coach, so he's asking the chat for some help. If you guys were stronger chess players, I would forbid this. Four and a half to 3.5. Remember, it's a race to 6 points. All right. That is 3 minutes. I'm going to bring the players back. All right, Jake, Piesky, that is our 3 minutes. So jump back in and send the rematch. Okay, so he's off cam, going for a interesting approach here. It definitely feels like he's forgotten, because I can't see any particular reason why. Now, this opening is definitely probably against the advice of every single person in chat. So Jake was truly not listening. This opening is very bad. One thing I noticed that Piesky did is he stopped playing queen here, and I think queen there was really good for him, helping with bishop h6. Like, I would rather have the queen here in this position. Let's see how it works out. This one is, yeah, good move here. This one's definitely one I would play. Maybe follow it with this. That looks very, very tough to defend. I think he picked the right moment to take that. E7, rook e8, and then let's see, because one thing I know for sure is the next move is probably going to be this. And low-key, it looks pretty strong. If you don't know how to handle a knight here, you're going to be very tempted to take. The pawn's going to take back. It's going to undouble. I'm just saying, this looks like it's happening. It's really hard to imagine a different move. Okay, here, if he wants to keep the queen on, then this is the only option. However, he can win material right away. I understand wanting to keep the queens on. I think it's a do or die moment here because this is a die and this is a do. So it's a do or die moment. Knight e4 played. I think that's the only reasonable move. Time is about even as well. This is like the stone wall, right? In the stone wall, you never want to get suckered into taking that knight because the f-pawn always takes. Here, it's even worse because they're doubled. But you know what I mean? It's not that easy for any player, really, to deal with this knight on e4. It's literally something that even a very strong player would struggle with. The knight was looking pretty good on that square, on e4, I mean. This is concerning. Rook takes is a mandatory move because knight d6 is going to knock you out on the next move. Although, I guess you could play rook takes e7 then. My point is, you're going to need to see rook takes e7 at some point. Jake just hung his queen, like, for everyone to see. There's the hanging queen. Takes and maybe like double. Otherwise, I'm not too sure what you do. Okay. Yeah, this is always an option here. That pawn was never important. You know, this is obviously the horror story that you can invent for Piesky, for example. You know, it's the thing that you don't want to see. So h3 is to be recommended and played. Thank you very much. Just about the first time. These two really live on the edge. Like, they really do. I have to say. They do not make escape squares until the last possible moment. As you become a higher rated player, you can do that more, and you probably should. A lot of times, you know, you're being way too prophylactic by playing h3 or h6. But if you still are at the point where you're forgetting, oh, side swipe there. I don't know that he sees it, though. Is that a face of a guy locked in? It is. 25 seconds against 34. Bishops and rooks here provide, I mean, obviously just won the knight, but provide amazing compensation. It's all about time. It's all about time. He's going to wake up when it flashes. There we go. Now he's starting to lock into the speed, but Piesky, I mean, he's lost his damn mind. What the flying hell's rookie won? We have no words for this. No words. D4 opens everything up. This is a pretty good idea as well. I mean, yeah, that was just an insane move. Rook here. Oh, he knows exactly what he wants to do next. You've got to play this one. Huge move from Piesky. F4 can throw Jake off. He decides to sack. Jake is slowing down. He's got 4 seconds. He's got to move. He's got to move. Is he going to play this? 2 seconds. Speed. He doesn't have the speed. Piesky wins. And Jake, where was it? Where was it? The speed was nowhere to be found. Piesky hung everything. Except he oh no. We're back to Jake's hands down, ladies and gentlemen. Worst opening in the repertoire. Just absolute bottom of the barrel right here. The old C3 double fake into the regular Sicilian down a tempo, losing a center pawn, and exchanging and fixing the pawn structure. Gambit. Yeah, that's a tough look. That's a tough look. Be on the lookout. Choose Chew. I think that Aiden the Iceberger is most likely going to drop in chat any moment here. Bishop d2. I think, you want to see these moves next if you're Jake. Meanwhile, Piesky it's been a dogfight here in this match. He's come out ahead, and it has not been in sort of the clean way that we've seen some of the other Piesky matches go. This has been one that I'm not sure Piesky even expected it to be this tough. He was cruising 3-0, and then Jake just activated, as he does. He seems to do that in every single match. Okay, I mean, these 2 moves, I guess 3 moves, present themselves, because why would you not want to attack that thing? Oh, hang on. Hang on, yeah, look at the score there, my friend. You can't quite do that now, can you? Yeah, no draw here. That would win the match for Piesky. Queen g3 would be... that would be something. Remember, we saw match victory in BrahChamps where the guy who was half a point away from victory was dead lost and got stalemated by his opponent to win the match. We did see that. And that man grew up to be Jake. Hey, it wouldn't be a Jake position without failing to develop our piece by move 20. And at move 21, Jake has passed the threshold and is happy to develop. There we go. I'm looking at knight f4 as a real possibility. Game can end right here if you're only focused on this. There you go. I like this one. Blockading here. Piesky and Jake, a minute 20 apiece. It's a race to 6. So, yeah, not my favorite move, especially because this one drops. And okay, rook b1 is likely. But Piesky doing everything right here. Everything right. We'll finally see some okay. Almost everything right. I don't love... Oh my god, what a terrible move. No, what are you doing, Jake? Brother, you're down 2 pawns and you're trading into an endgame against the knight? Like, you're... Oh, no. Okay, he's cooked here. He's completely cooked. That was so nonsensical. You're down material. This knight is gonna... Well, knight e2 would have just won every pawn in the position. This piece is gonna jump all over you here. Oh my goodness. Dude, bishop f5 is there. How is the knight being misplayed so badly into a lost position in just a couple moves? It's insanity. How? Bishop f5 was right there. So crazy. Jake is still in this game. He's still in this match. Okay, I mean, knight c4, bishop b3 for the fans one time here. Okay, pawn's on a light square, but notice how this king cannot use any of these squares. There's nothing there. So you're really, really lacking moves here. What's Piesky gonna do though? As soon as you're tempted into this, is he gonna go back? Very nice. We're likely to see this one. If the pawn pushes, there's only one option. There you go. Now, you don't want to take, although I'm thinking that Jake might. I would say this is more like still keeps some life in the game. But yeah, as I suspected. Oh, let's see here. He can go after this. Oh, no, not a4. Huge throws here, especially because Piesky only needs a draw, so he's certainly got it. He should just take the pawn and take the pawn, you know? That's the way to go, because he can still lose this. I know it sounds crazy, but he can still lose it. Okay, he's going to make a draw there like that, and that will win him the match. So, smart gamesmanship.
GG's.
GG, Jake.
Good games, man.
We are we're wondering if we deserve the Piesky cam back now.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot.
We assumed you were locked in. Yeah, just locked.
Yes, that's true. I was locked in, but sorry for.
Leave it to the guy that doesn't have his cam on to join with cam, and it'd still not be on.
Yeah, it's like I turn off my cam to drink, and I just drank during timeout and forgot to put it on again.
We assumed that you were drinking
to...
something very, very suspicious, that the cam had to be off the entire time. As soon as we heard the crack, it was like, okay, he's up to something.
Yes.
Oh man, what a way for it to end. Nice little repetition there, smart by Piesky. What a match. Piesky, what are you feeling about this one? It started off like it felt like it could be 6-0, and then it felt like you could have gotten 6-0 in reverse.
Yes. I started to lose the thread pretty quickly, and that timeout was harshly needed after losing, like, I think I hang about 3 pieces in that game, like a queen, a rook, and
it was like one after the other too.
Yes. And after that, I was like, nope, timeout, because this is not going the way I want it to go.
Yep. So you actually played a couple games before you executed the timeout, because it was 3-2, and Jake, you actually stalemated when it was about to be 3-3. You were up a queen and a rook, and that felt, I don't know if it felt that way to you, but that's a bit of a momentum shifter, because you were about to even up the match, but without that, you never really clawed all the way back.
I mean, I don't think there's such thing as a momentum shifter for me. If anything, being down is my momentum shifter. So, like the last series, I also was down quite a bit, and then changed, converted, decided to lock in.
Right.
No, I mean, the only thing at the timing, like I did not have time to think. I think if I had more time, I would not have stalemated, but it is what it is. I'm very happy with my play. Ultimately, I think I'm improving a lot. So I'm happy to have gone as far as I did and to have played the games I played.
Yep.
And Piesky definitely deserves to win. So all hats off to you, my dude. I'll take it off for you.
The hat is off to him.
Hat is off.
Yeah, well, if I may, Jake, I think you have the momentum at the moment. It's 6-4, so you are down in the match. Just going forward, that'll be good for your chess momentum, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Right now, if we were playing more, right now I'd be locked in. So
right,
we're lucky. This is, it's a stalemate too. You know, it wasn't even a loss. So no, it was good games though.
Yep. I was seeing Croc was in the chat, Piesky, saying like Jake was a pretty hard guy to prepare for, because like
Yes.
he doesn't really have specific openings. He kind of flies by the seat of his pants. Were you at least expecting anything like what happened, like the kind of hippo openings at all?
Yes. Yeah, I was expecting the hippo. So, and I don't prepare too much for this opening because I feel like you just need to be solid first and foremost. Just get out your pieces, develop, take the center, because the hippo requires to give up the center and for the player to be later on to be aggressive. And if you can't do that, you're just gonna get a really bad position that can turn south really quick. So I was hoping on getting, following chess principles, and this will get me somewhere, and it did. Like I think most of the time I had a better position as white.
Yep.
And the only thing keeping me from faster victory was me consistently fucking up. So
a lot of pieces hung, like full pieces, and a few that come to mind. Definitely, Jake, you had a really clever like queen d6. You went up the board with your queen, and I think Piesky thought he was mating you in 2 moves. So he gave you a check on a3, and then you just took his queen. It was you were sniping him with a defensive move.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard at that because that's really that's peak beginner blindness. Just forget that pieces move backwards.
Yep, to Jake's credit, it was like such an aggressive forward-looking move right near your king.
Yes,
it looked like it was only like aggressive intentions, but sneaky Jake he had one in his back pocket.
Yes, that was really good, man. Like I kudos to you. I think I even gave you thumbs up on the cam because wow. Yeah. Very, very sneaky, very good tactic.
Was this what you were expecting from Jake, Piesky? Like when you were thinking about this match, you're obviously coming in, you were almost 1400 when the match started. You kind of know that Jake's going to be an opponent who's tricky because he deserves to be here. You don't just make it this far in the losers bracket for no reason, but he's also rating underdog. So, I mean, what were you expecting from the guy?
I think I got pretty much what I expected in a sense that Jake has, when I was comparing, because next is Evis, right? But when I was comparing both of them, Jake is maybe not as fast, but he has good ideas. Like he can find, he doesn't attach himself to one opening. Yep. But trying new things he exposes himself to fresh ideas. And I could see that in the match that he could find things that I wouldn't expect 1100 to find, I guess. Like, for example, I was really... There's one match when I had a really hard time getting through his knights. He just made a barricade, disconnected my rook. And that wasn't so easy for me to break through. I think I ultimately lost it with some stupid blunder, as usual. But yeah, that was kind of tricky, and I was down on time in that match pretty hard because I couldn't find a way through. Yep.
That sounds like a pretty good summary. Jake, would you agree you're kind of a pretty creative player, not the most theoretical, which means that you probably start most games at a disadvantage, but then you enjoy the rest of the game because you have a chance to come up with some ideas.
I would say so. I play chess like I play StarCraft, which is a big mistake, but I like to just learn on the fly. I like to be adapting to what I'm seeing. But yeah, the openings, a lot of people know a lot of tricks I don't know, and I can be punished. But ultimately, I feel when I'm past the openings, I definitely can find good moves, good attacks, a lot of those things. So if I didn't even know that my opening was the hippo, I just watched Eric play it in Bullet and said, well, if he can play it in Bullet like that, then I probably can play it and not have to react that much. So I should probably sit down and learn some openings someday. Would be nice. But I'm enjoying what I do. So if I'm not looking to be the best and I'm enjoying what I do, I feel like I don't need to learn openings, but maybe it's time one day. We'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe even general ideas behind pawn structure. Like you don't have to learn specific moves, but
Yeah, well, I should
knowing
definitely know
what-
more theory like that for sure, because that'll just make me more powerful in my, mid games.
Yes.
There's
yes,
some things that I learn every now and then they stick with me, and I really incorporate them. So definitely that type of stuff I should learn. I think that's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, sometimes like you want to maintain your style, but understanding like where the pieces go in a certain structure
Yes.
will actually help your style be more successful, and then you will enjoy it more. So you probably can still take your kind of subpar openings as long as you know where the pieces go in those openings.
I heard there might be a YouTube series somewhere I can watch, but I can't remember which channel it was.
I'm telling you,
was
it's
it Gotham Chess? I think he did some.
there's actually, if you look hard enough, there's a Habits replica. So don't look too hard. Yeah,
okay.
You might end up there.
All right, I will. I'm gonna watch Habits. That's my promise. Okay.
Habits are good, man, because I think that the core tenet of habit is something that I struggle a lot with, is that raising the floor and not the ceiling of your skill, just getting the blunder out of the way, and you can go much farther that way than just finding brillies or I know some sacks that work or not work. Just don't hang your queen on move 5, and then your game will be a lot easier. I promise.
I agree.
That's sage advice there.
If you just play not to
Based on
blunder, you can win.
experience.
I've noticed if you just play not to blunder, you can win.
Yes.
And
That's what I did in the last game, I think. In the end, I
you just like
decided
kept it
not
solid.
to. Yes. I decided not to look for anything fancy. Just I'm up a pawn, just trade down, just going to an end game. A draw is fine. So if we repeat like we did in the end,
Yeah, that was
it's
annoying.
also okay.
Because I would have taken that draw, I would, but you wouldn't have offered it. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would have, but point being, that was annoying. That was annoying.
There was obviously there's mistakes probably flying around in a lot of different positions in games, but certainly in the very final game, once you both review it, you'll notice there was a funny moment very close to the end where Jake could have just forked your king and your knight and just won your knight outright. So that was probably the biggest miss just in terms of that game, but obviously it's a long match, so that may have been actually small in comparison to some of the larger things missed.
Yeah. Well, we kept it interesting, I think. It was the goal, right?
And Jake,
it wouldn't be the same.
Jake maintained his poor start versus comeback mentality. It was like 0-3. You'd be crazy as a spectator not to think, damn, like could this be just 4-0, 5-0, 6-0? And then Jake started to lock in and almost felt like it could swing the other way. So it was very entertaining to watch. I also just plugged in the result here. So Piesky, congrats. You are moving on. You're up against, as you mentioned earlier, Eviscerated in the next matchup, which I proposed like sample days. So we might even be able to host that one this weekend.
Yeah. I think we both agreed with Evis that Saturday is fine for both of us. So.
Exactly. So yeah, something on Saturday sounds like when we're going to get our next match. The winner of that is going to play Casino Duck, and the winner of that is ultimately going to play Tyrandal for the entire BrahChamps win.
Absolutely. I need to get my revenge against Casino, so that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay. Yeah, you got your sights set because he's the one that knocked you down into the losers bracket.
Yeah, and I think I could do better in that match. So I need to prove that I can do better against him. That's
there you go. And Jake, your BrahChamps has come to an end, but I think I heard you saying earlier in this call you were pretty happy with your play in this match and in general. I would have to agree. You had a lot of really close matches. You also had the longest run really in the losers bracket other than Eviscerated, who's still going. You dropped right down to losers bracket. You had some 6-5, 6-4, 6-5, 6-4 matches, some really long ones, some really close ones. I mean, what do you think
even
of
losing 4-6, I'm happy with it. I'm happy
exactly.
with it.
What do you think of the event for you, Jake? Because you were the underdog. You're like the 13th seed. underdog coming in. How do you feel, man?
I feel good. I think it was interesting. I wish I would have had more prep, partly on me, but obviously I can't blame my coach entirely. But it would have been interesting if I would have actually gone in with more preparation for my opponents, but also understanding my weaknesses a bit more, because it was a bit flying by the seat of my pants, which I've always done, but it just felt like I could have had a good opportunity to really understand my mistakes or my challenges, but I didn't end up doing that because it's still just me. And obviously if I just knew those, then I would already be better. So, but other than that, it was nice to be intentional with my chess for once, because usually I just play, I don't think. But this time I was different for sure. I'm trying to understand things. I'm trying to think more. And I think having BrahChamps to actually put my play in front of people makes me want to understand the game a bit better. So ultimately, I'm glad that my chess got better. I'm glad that the tournament happened and it was a lot of fun. And I hope that it happens again and that I can play again.
Hell yeah. No, you made a great run. Gave Piesky here a run for his money for sure. And ultimately, Piesky, congrats. You're on to the next round. Looks like maybe a Saturday matchup. And it sounds like it's going to be an important one for you because yet again, you're kind of up against a guy that's been overperforming in the losers bracket, kind of like Jake, eviscerated in a very similar situation. And, you're not going to play Casino Duck unless you win.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't think they are overperforming in a sense. I think that this tournament has shown that mental attitude and speed during the tournament matter much more than any opening prep that you can have. If you can just be collected and play reasonable move fast, or even not reasonable moves, because Evis is known for being a frustrating player to cheer on, G4. But if you got the skills, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, and in this elo range, right? You can just get away with pretty much everything if you just calculate fast and do reasonably good moves.
Yep.
And I think it's a testament to your skill, Jake, that you got so far.
I do think part of my abilities or skills were the pressure. Like, I was a former pro gamer. This is nothing for pressure. So there was definitely some stress across my opponents. I could see it from the first couple matches. And even when I'm down 3-0 or whatever, there's no pressure. I'm locked in. And if my opponents could do that too, I think that would be huge. Like, that would be huge for them. There's definitely series that I should not have won because they were either nervous or blundering, but point being that could be tied to nerves as well. So just being calm and collected is a huge advantage for sure. And yeah, playing moves quickly, good or bad in this format. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that was a great match, a great run, Jake. Piesky, thanks for your time today. We got another match that we'll host probably on Saturday, and we'll get an exact time figured out. But cheers, guys, and thanks for joining today.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us, Aman, and thanks for the BrahChamps. It's really been fun so far.
Hell yeah. We got a little bit more left. Take care, guys.
Yes.
GG's.
GG's.